that I found. That looks too small. What do you think? Think that'll grind it?
Yeah.
The valve's bigger than the stone. That's not a good sign. This one's big. Bigger.
So it's like some skateboard wheels.
Yeah, except they cost more. That looks like it'll work. Here we go. Small enough to grind the seat, big enough to be on the OD, but not so big it's going to hit on the side of the head. Perfect.
Did people just do that with hand drills before? They had these big machines.
Yeah, this is stones. This is the old way of doing it.
But did they ever do it just by hand with the stones?
Whatever you got to do is what you do. They had hand cranking drills. Remember?
Man.
So I'm going to use this hand tool over here. This one here. Alright. So I have to put this in here. Nope, I need a bigger one. Next one up. There you go. This is not the right tool, but it works.
Tapered stick is good.
Okay, that holds it on center. This is more accurate than that machine behind us.
Because it's perfectly round.
Yeah, it just does a better job. It's not a floating chuck that goes someplace. It comes off a hard pilot.
Right, and
it cuts from a circle, which is concentric. So.
And it's always cutting.
It's just more accurate usually. Okay, so now you can see this cut area it just did.
Yeah.
Give it one more shot. I'm going to try to keep the weight vertical on it if you can.
Will that make a big difference in flow?
Not much on the flow, but it will seal the valve, which will make a lot more power.
And more compression, right?
If your valve leaks, it runs like crap. We had a surface there that wasn't very consistent. This one's too big. This is that half valve difference that we had.
Yeah.
The exhaust is smaller than intake. It's kind of backwards. These I'd put like a piece of wood in there, but yeah, I just use my foot.
That'll work.
So do it a quick flash to see what the errors are. Alright, see the errors? See the low spots in here, little stripes?
Yeah.
And then over here you see how it's not even, really, it's not even hitting. Barely touching, not hitting at all. It's not concentric. So that was done by the company that did all the work.
Shout out to those guys.
We give it a couple shots with a stone until it comes in. See, now we're starting to pick up the striations through here.
Yeah.
But see, it's nowhere near straight yet. This side over here is now cleaned all the way across. Now, if you think it's me, we can go ahead like this. Turn it to 180. And if I wasn't straight, now it'll cut more on this side, or cut this side more than this side. Usually it does not make any difference when I do that, because it's straight. You can see it still hasn't cleaned it yet, because the pilot was straight. Because this is pretty damn accurate. But that's your test. You don't need fancy measuring devices, you just look at what happens. Okay, we're just starting to bring the surface in now. You can still see a couple lines going through it. That's called air leaks. We don't want air leaks. Stick just a hint of a line in there, but see how it's still pretty narrow? See how that's a little wider?
Yeah.
A couple more shots will probably be good. Comes in pretty quick when it comes in. See, it's just starting to pick up that upper edge right there now. So one more shot will do it.
How come you don't use lapping compound for this?
Because lapping compound will take forever to do this, and it will never be straight or true.
Yeah, that's. I remember when I.
Okay, see how more is fat all around now?
Yeah.
Make sure all a good surface, looks good all around.
It does.
Still a little faint right there. So it only hurt to get this one more just to make sure. We're not really taking hardly anything off when we're doing this because I'm not putting any pressure on it. That's why it's going so slow. Alright, see now the whole thing is kind of coming in now. So that's good. So now we get to relap that. This one. See, that was the exhaust we just did. All the way in. So that one guide is small. The other three are about the same. So that one valve is marked 21 instead of 28 or something. It's probably the one that's different. Okay, that's not even 45 degree. See how it's hitting on the inner edge and not the outer?
Yeah.
Let's cut at some weird angle. 44 degrees or 46 degrees or 42.223 or some stupid number. I put all my stuff at 45 degrees and makes the surfaces good. I don't have to make stuff oddball to not work or to make it work. It's a little low spot maybe on that corner over there. Give it one more shot. Okay, see how it looks nice and even all the way around?
Yes. See, I keep wiping pilot off. We're going to have grit in that hole because the stone was right next to it, so you have to clean it a couple times. It's still a little tight in here. She just doesn't want to go in there very far. So we'll switch over to the other one. That one's going all the way in though. Push it in further. That was weird size. It's in between two sizes. This is probably too tall to go down now. See, we have a problem here. So why is this guide? One pilot's loose, one pilot's tight. What's going on here? You know what that means? Guide got smaller?
It means the guide's probably not straight and true. When you run across goofy crap that's a problem, there's probably a problem going on. My guess is the guide is not straight. All the other ones worked. Why won't this one? It's hard to measure a guide shaped like this, but a pilot won't go through it. If it's straight, it would go right in, no problem. And you can measure this being it's really hard to measure something with an angle to it. That's why I hone those valves, because they're all weird angles like that. Okay, so that's 97. It's not the right one, dumbass.
So you take material out to make it straight?
Yep.
And then the valve won't fit though, right? It'll be too big.
It doesn't fit in there now because the pilot won't go in, remember?
But it fit earlier.
The valve fits in the hole because I have a clearance on the valve. The pilot does not have clearance, it won't go in the hole.
Oh.
Something's wrong. If this is the problem right here to show instantly, it's a really fine stone, so it's not going to cut hardly anything. You put light pressure on it. I shouldn't even do that.
Huh?
Feels fine. So that pilot just doesn't like going in there for some reason. See how it wasn't jerking or anything? It went in nice and even all the way across. That whole straight. It looked like these were honed already because I probably went over them and did them. I just didn't do the seats, so now we're doing the seats. That's the problem. I have work done by somebody else. I usually don't like it, so I wind up having to do it myself anyway. Okay, I'll go clean this up. I'll be back. It goes in deeper now.
But is it deep enough?
It's smoother. It's still pushing it. Probably not. Yep. Not quite what we need there, boss. We need a lot more.
Get your hammer out.
A lot more length. Look up. To make these for. Jeez, get on there tight. What do you need?
Those just washers?
Mm-hmm. Not that many. I only got like one thread holding it. Still not enough. So, we must be missing one. This is a 4. It's a 5. So 5 comes after 4, doesn't it?
I think so.
It does.
My limited knowledge does give me that answer.
So that one's not going to work. So this one's going to have to work. It's in that area where it just doesn't fit.
Just hit it with the hammer.
I'm just going to push it in deeper. Damn, it's close.
You can turn the camera off and then you can hit it with the hammer.
I'm not going to hit my pilot with a hammer.
Oh. Not even a rubber one?
Rubber one ain't gonna do anything. That did not sound very even.
No, it didn't.
It definitely could have though.
Is it not even because the guide is not even? Or is it because you have washers on there?
Because this is probably wobbling like crazy.
Because all them washers, huh?
Yeah. Hear it chattering? It's not round. It's not true at all. All right. The problem is when I do that, it's gonna be too short now. It's close though. Damn, it's close. Need one more washer. Just need a different combination. Still not there.
How are you going to get that out?
Muscle. It's right on this verge and not even touching. It's in there all the way around, nice and smooth. Just not as nice as I like it being. You don't think it's going to come out? Something like that. You gotta just be stronger than the tools.
And smarter.
Yeah, well, smarter. Now I need to go retrue this to make it correct, but I didn't do that. I just stuffed a bunch of washers in there. So if I trued it up, it would cut a lot more even. But that's good enough. This goes back under here, which everybody knows it's here. Unless you watch my videos, they don't know it's there.
Who watches your videos? If people watch them, then you wouldn't get anyone coming here.
That's right. They didn't know I didn't know how to do anything. Okay, so now we go up to here. So we know the exhaust valve is, or the intake valve. Which one was it?
That was the intake valve.
Exhaust valve. Which one of them? I don't remember. They're all mixed
I
up.
thought it was the intake valve.
Well, one of them. We don't know which one though. It's a secret. We'll have to figure it out though. Is this the 5 or the 4? This is the
Surprised
4.
no one's calling.
I know it's been quiet. We got busy for about an hour, then it got quiet. Kind of nice. Get some work done. It's not even tomorrow yet.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, almost.
This is about when I started last night on the other side of the area.
Jeez. You're just talking to people?
No, I was doing the other side and go, oh geez, I gotta do this other one. Front cylinder. The guy's supposed to be out today to pick it up, but he hasn't come by yet. And some panhead job kind of jumped into here and took up the time frame I was working on it. So I'm sure he won't mind. So it leaves me something to do for later.
Well, panheads are cooler than Evos, so.
If you're missing a valve, what happened to it?
There it is.
Now every time you lap a valve, it cuts a groove in the face. So what happens when you're done after you lap it a few times?
There's a few different grooves.
It leaves a groove like this head has in it for here, in the face. What happens? So after you do about 4 laps, it's time to regrind the valve. Maybe 5, depending on, of course, the lapping compound and how much you lapped it. But you'll start leaving a noticeable low spot. See how much better that sounds than before? Before we only had one valve that sounded like that. You should see that the face has but migrated to the outside better now too, I hope. Remember how we plateaued the cylinders at home?
The cylinders?
Yeah. I grind them, I hold them. You take the titties off. That's what we're doing here.
I don't think I saw you do that.
Because the grind marks leave these like finger grooves going all the way in the circle. So when you put the lapping compound there, it kind of knocks these down a little bit, makes them more flat. You're not going to make the height or anything really different.
You're just like deburring it.
You're going to smooth it up a little bit. If it's not flat, lapping's not going to make it flat. Unless you do a lot of it. But by then all the parts are going to be all radiused and not flat anyway. It'll be what it's going to be. So now, see how we have a more noticeable grind mark or flat mark all the way around? See, this one moved out a little bit. But now we got a nice decent mark we can see all the way around, not ghosting and disappearing. I can't tell if it's there or not there. It's all the way around now. This one's pretty damn thin though. But it's there. Yeah, they didn't move out very much further, but they did get wider. Because we ground it. This one can come out a little bit further. Because the more you grind it, the taper goes out further, which makes the valve head go out further. In concentricity a little bit's off. That's how the valves ground or made. These are forged, they're not cut, so that's why you see the black part going back and forth. The silver part should not, just the black part. Okay, I'm going to clean all this stuff up, and then we're going to do, actually we're going to do some porting. We're going to clean up right now. I'm going to do some porting, so we'll be back.